Hi there, YouTube world. This is Trevor Crow, founder of BizTaxBuzz.com. And this video blog is from a post titled Accredited Investors. Has the definition changed affected private placements? So let's get into it. The securities laws were originally enacted in 1933 and 1934 during the Great Depression to protect consumers from fraud in the sale of securities. In general, under the securities laws, to offer or sell securities, the issuer must either publicly register the securities or the offering must qualify for an exemption from registration. Qualifying for an exemption allows a company to conduct limited offerings of securities to certain purchasers. And there's certain exemptions have fewer disclosure requirements if the issuer sell only to accredited investors. And so that's where the title of this blog post comes in about accredited investors. The SEC's reasoning for limiting the disclosure requirements is that accredited investors are presumed to be sophisticated and able to make more educated investment decisions. And with that, they came up with a couple tests. Since 1982, the definition of an accredited investor included, among others, an individual with a net worth of $1 million or more, which included the value of a primary residence. That was called the net worth test, or a person who earned $200,000 in the past 2 years, or $300,000 if married, and with a reasonable expectation of continuing to earn this level of income. And this is called the income test. Now, the Dodd-Frank Act, enacted in 2012, changed the definition of accredited investor. Under Dodd-Frank, the net worth test now excludes the value of an investor's primary residence. In addition, the SEC has the obligation to consider the accredited investor amounts periodically in the future. So they'll look at this and decide whether these dollar amounts still work in today's, given inflation in today's economy, and whether they still offer the protection that they need. So that was another piece of the Dodd-Frank Act. It mandated that the SEC take a look at this from time to time. However, even with Dodd-Frank, though, the income test, the $200,000 or $300,000 if you're married, that remains the same for now. So the bottom line on this is the change to the definition of accredited investor is meant to counteract the effect of inflation, which allowed many more people to qualify as an accredited investor as the years passed. The logic behind the change is to protect potential investors that meet the requirements of an accredited investor but are actually unsophisticated investors. On the other hand, the change reduces the pool of potential investors for businesses when they attempt to raise money through a private placement. Given the recent down economy and difficult environment for raising money, it's hard to calculate whether the 2012 definitional change has had a significant impact on raising capital since it was implemented. But that's kind of what I'm trying to get to the point here and determine whether it has made a change, and haven't seen very much empirical evidence on whether that has made a change or not. Now the economy seems to be rebounding a bit now, and potentially it hasn't been a problem. So that's the presentation there. I welcome any comments regarding any experience that people have raising money and whether this definition change has actually made it more difficult to raise money. Thanks a lot.